Forrest here with the Forrest Outdoor Adventure YouTube page, and I'm deep inside the heart of the Sierra Nevada. While I'm here, I'm dying from high elevation, catching native brook trout, and exploring the high alpine of the Sierra Nevada. Oh, look at all those trees. The tops of them are all broken off. Went through a big forest fire. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got about a 4-mile hike back into the backcountry, and we're hopefully going to go find some fish. Big wildfire came through and burned all these trees. There's a really pretty meadow behind me. I think there's a bunch of fish in this little creek. There's some little fish in there. Well, I've got to figure out how to cross this creek. It looks like the backpackers have built a little bridge right here. I don't really feel like getting my boots wet today, so I think I'm going to try to bushwhack across those guys. We made it. Weather's getting a little bit more chilly up here, definitely gaining some elevation. Cool thing about hiking up here at such a high elevation, you don't have to worry about poison oak. You can bushwhack all you want, you're not going to get anything. I don't know if they have stinging nettle or anything this high up either. This whole valley in front of me is full of these wildflowers and wild onions. It just smells like onions. This is definitely bear country though, so I've got to keep an eye out for bears. There's a bunch of swampland here in front of me. Oh, there's nothing like a really nice high alpine meadow. I hear a stream running off in the distance too, but I can't get to it. It's too overgrown. There's a really nice meadow out that way. Boy, this burn scar just goes on forever. Oh, check that out. Big old tree got hollowed out. This thing's huge. If you got caught in a snowstorm, you could post up inside of there. It's got to be at least 5 or 6 feet in diameter. Oh, check that out. Oh, I found myself a walking stick. All right, well, the hiking stick, to be honest, it's getting a little heavy. I think I'm going to leave it right there for the next person. Oh, I was just thinking about an area to sit down. This log looks perfect. And there's a little creek in the background, and I need a place to filter water because I'm running super low. The only problem with stopping near a creek like this is the mosquitoes are crazy bad. Well, it's been about an hour now on this hike, and I just checked my Onyx, and it looks like 3.5 miles in about 1 hour. So I've been really cooking it up this hill. We're at pretty high elevation too at the moment, so I'm really struggling. I burned through a lot of my water so far. But I've got about a half a mile left, and I hear that last half mile is the most technical and strenuous. So let's get right into it. Can't forget the glasses in case there's any snow up there. I don't think there will be though, it's pretty hot out. Well, there's a little bit better view of where I came from. About 5 miles down in that valley. After backpacking last weekend up in Big Sur, my back is toasted. I hear a creek just up ahead though, so we must be getting close. For a second there, I was getting a little worried where I was gonna filter my next water, but I just came up on this big river, so we're set. It's a nice little pond right here underneath the meadow. Some real thicket out here. I've been walking through this stuff for the past little bit. I'm noticing the trail's starting to flatten out though, so hopefully we're getting close. I really want to do some fishing in this lake. I've just talked to a couple local hikers and they said the fishing wasn't all that great, but I'm gonna rig up here and then I'm gonna start walking around the edge of the lake and see if I can find a deep spot. Now, this whole area looks really good. I see a lot of what looks to be like native brook trout swimming around in here under these trees, but it also looks like a really good spot to get stuck. That sure is fun jumping over all these boulders like I did when I was little, but I have to be really careful I don't pinch my back out here. We are so far away from anything. Well, I fell in the river. I'm already wet. I put on these polarized glasses, so hopefully I could see some fish down in there. Haven't seen anything yet. I think I got to get to a spot where it's a little bit deeper. I'm really eyeing up that pass though. I just don't know if there's a trail. All right, I just brought this little collapsible rod today. Take the top end of it off right here. Should do. So I don't want to blow the spot up too much, but what I usually use is these Panther Martins in the black and yellow color, or if you can find yellow and red, that seems to work even better. All right, so if you guys can see, I've got the black and yellow Panther Martin on there. I went with black and yellow because I pretty much know that's what they're eating. I am absolutely getting eaten alive out here by mosquitoes, but hopefully this black and yellow Panther Martin looks like a mosquito. Okay, well, nothing in that section. I'm gonna move on a little bit farther down this way. Well, I'm seeing a whole ton of fish out here. They're jumping all over, but haven't had any takers yet. I had one really good bite. I got him all the way to the rock, but he popped off. I'm gonna take a little bit of a walk farther down that way and see what I can find. This looks like a really good spot right in here underneath this tree. It's a lot deeper right here in front of me. I think there's a lot more fish, so we'll see what we can do. Well, alright guys, I switched things up to a yellow and red panther martin, so let's see if that makes a difference. Well, I think I'm going to move down this way. I keep seeing fish feeding and jumping. Oh, well, alright guys, there you go. We got a native brook trout. There we go, fish number one. With my new red and yellow panther martin, I'm gonna see if I can get another one. Oh. Yep, got another one, guys. Ooh, this one's big. Well, alright guys, we got another brook trout. That was actually on the next cast. I'm gonna go ahead and get the hook out there. We're gonna go ahead and let this guy go. Well, it seems like we're on the fish. Let's go ahead and see if we can get another one. Matter of fact, for lunch today, I actually better eat these before they go bad. I've got a beef stick and a couple of turkey sandwiches. Well, getting pretty low on water again, might have to filter some. I just can't resist. Fishing while eating, am I right? Got one. Got another one. No. Oh, I just rolled up on this spot right here. It's a nice shelf. I bet we catch something in there. For these trout, the depth is what you want. They stay down at the bottom. At least this time of year, they avoid the heat. So they stay down at the bottom and you gotta let the lure sink and you pull them up from the depths. Stand a couple feet back before we cast. I got another one, guys. We're gonna go ahead and let him go. See you later, buddy. Got one. Ooh, he feels like a good fish. Maybe this is a brook trout. It might be a brook hybrid or something. Could even be a, it might even be a cutthroat. I've never seen one of those. Regardless, we just make sure we wet our hands. It might be a brook hybrid or something. That's a really nice fish. That guy's pretty sweet. All right, guys, we're gonna let him go. So check it out. I went all the way down to the end of the lake, fished all the way back, and could not find my pliers. I just found them here on this rock. This is where I had sat down to eat lunch. Nice set of heavy-duty pliers. Somebody would have been stoked. All right, well, that was a really good time fishing this lake. I caught a whole bunch of fish, probably at least over 10. I've got to start this 4-mile hike out of here so I can get back before dark. And I want to show you guys around where I'm staying because it's really interesting. Oh man, my legs are so sore from the backpacking trip we went on. I've got to make some tracks downhill, otherwise I'm gonna get stuck up here and it's gonna be dark. No fish in here, they're all pretty small, but I can see them jumping. Oh, I just found this huge meadow here. It's just hiding right off the side of the trail. I completely missed it on the way up. Well, check it out, guys. We found a wild strawberry patch. This whole area right here is just covered in strawberries. I think you would have to eat like 200 of these to get full. Definitely a wild strawberry. It's never tasted so good to drink water. All right, guys, we're gonna head back to the cabin where we're staying. Let me show you around. Good morning from the shores of Lake Edison, California. It's very quiet out here this morning. So right behind me up in those hills is what they call Vermilion Valley Resort. Vermilion Valley is very popular with people hiking the Pacific Crest Trail, and the hikers come here to get resupplied on food. They've actually got regular people camping. They can put you up in tent cabins or tent sites. They've also got really good food. The portions are massive. The one thing about Vermilion Valley Resort though is it's very remote. It took me about 2.5 to 3 hours to get here in the Land Cruiser from the main highways. I've been to a lot of remote places in the past, but nothing really compares to this. I was not expecting how far it was going to be. So I'll show you around the resort a little bit, and then we're going to head down that valley and go see some hot springs. So they put you up in these tent cabins. They're full wood construction. Wood with the canvas top. Well, alright you guys, we're leaving Vermilion Valley Resort. I've got about an hour drive over to the hot springs. So let's go ahead and do that. This road is absolutely brutal and it's very remote. So this is going to be exciting. Pretty much the entire road so far has been done in second gear. You guys might be wondering what this big mountain is right behind me. It doesn't look natural at all. That's the Lake Edison Dam. We're headed down into that valley. No water in it. Looks like that's the overflow. There's a really big spillway at the bottom of this road. I think you guys will find that super cool. Tons of water coming out. Oh, there's more burn scar area behind me. Can't imagine how tall the flames were when that fire was happening in here. This road doesn't look that sketchy on camera, but it's so gnarly. Luckily, this section actually has new pavement. Practically see all the way into Yosemite Valley from here. All right, I've got to pay attention, make sure I don't go off the edge here. I showed up the other night in the dark, so I had no idea how crazy this road was. It is all on the edge of like a 400-foot cliff. But we're driving through all these really cool granite slabs, somehow still paved. Well, we've made it to the hot springs. They're all up on that hill. Oh, this place is cool. It was an old hot spring resort, so there's a bunch of abandoned concrete tubs all over the mountain. We're just walking through this meadow and you can find a whole bunch of them scattered all throughout. This tub I just dove down in is pretty crazy. It's about 8 feet long, big enough for 1 or 2 people. And the source is right there, so it's pretty warm. You can tell this resort's been abandoned for a long time though, because even though the walls of this are concrete, the whole bottom of the pool is all mud. You do have to be careful though. Hot springs like this are famous for having amoebas. If you don't know what an amoeba is, basically if you put your head underwater, it's a parasite that can crawl into your ear and they eat at your brain. It's pretty disgusting. So we're not putting our head underwater. Oh, check this out. Comes right out of this big water tank where it's been collecting for years. I've just found another pool here way out in the middle of nowhere. There's nobody up here. Somebody knows about it though, because they've carried a pipe out here, but There's the river way down there. This pool looks a little scuzzy though, so I don't think I'm gonna go in this one. I can't risk getting any of those amoebas. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the earth is actually just bubbling right there. I think if I put the camera in, it would melt the camera. Another tub. All right, I've got to wash the hot spring water off. I'm gonna take a dip in the river. Oh, it's so cold. Oh, the rivers are freezing, but the cool thing is the mountain air dries you off almost instantly. Well, all right, that little hot spring excursion was fun. Now I think it's time to go get some lunch. Behind me is what they call the Ward Tunnel. It's almost 68,000 feet long. It goes all the way through this mountain. This is all the water from those lakes that we were just exploring. The tunnel's 15 feet in diameter and it can push upwards of 2,500 cubic feet of water per second. I would not want to fall in there. If you like this video and want to see more, tap the video on the screen or check out the link in my description. We've got a ton of videos just like this one. And don't forget to click subscribe and hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.